Halloween is just around the corner, and all the best cat people, like you, are wondering how we can keep our cats safe and how we can reduce stress at this very spooky time of year. So, I'm going to take you through 5 very quick ways to keep your cat safe at Halloween. So, first, I would recommend to keep your cat inside at Halloween. So, this is for 2 reasons. So, firstly, there'll be things outside that are scary. So, people dressed up, kids coming and going, it's very bustling, very busy, particularly if, like me, you live in a residential area and you have kids of your own. Like, there's loads of kids out there, they're all knocking doors, being noisy, and that's good, but we don't really want our cats involved in that. Like, they might get scared, there might be loud noises, people might let off fireworks. And so we don't want them getting spooked and then darting off somewhere and not being able to find their way back. Also, on the second point, is that people are horrible and people are superstitious, and cats sometimes get a bad rep, especially black cats at this time of year. So, to be on the safe side, I'd recommend keeping them inside and also make sure that they're chipped and their chip is up to date, because if they do manage to escape and they don't make their way back right away, you want to make sure that whoever finds them can reunite you as quickly as possible. Just bear in mind that if they're used to going out, then you might see signs of frustration. So they might be like pacing at the back door, pawing at the cat flap that you've now locked, or trying to dart 3 legs as you go out the front door. So you might need to sort of combat this with some extra play sessions, some treats, some nice distractions so that you can bring down that frustration and help them ride out this night until they're allowed outside again. Secondly, is to be careful with Halloween decorations. So some cats, particularly younger cats, are super playful, and lots of the decorations are made up of like stringy bits, so like spider webs or hanging decorations. The cats can enjoy like playing with these, and so they can become dangerous. So they might tangle themselves in the string. Some cats might try to eat them, which is so annoying, but does happen. So we don't want them ingesting anything that could potentially be harmful. So be aware. And also be careful with candles as well. So particularly at this time of year, we put them inside pumpkins and we put them on the floor. So they're much easier for cats to find and to potentially paw at the candle if it catches their attention. And like we've cut big holes in the pumpkins just right for the paws to go in or in the top. So be aware of the potential risks and keep Halloween decorations cat friendly, or keep them out of the way of your cat altogether. Next is to help them cope with loud noises or noises that they find scary. So at this time of year, then we're more likely to get fireworks, the doorbell might keep ringing, and some of these Halloween decorations like let off like screamy noises as you walk past, and they can scare them. So for this, like don't bother with any of those Halloween decorations that let off screamy noises, because like they're rubbish for cats. But with things you can't control, like fireworks and the doorbell ringing, I find it's quite useful to change the sound of the doorbell. So if you've got like an electronic one that's linked to your like Alexa or something, you can change the sound so that the cat knows it, or doesn't really associate it with people at the door. Or take the doorbell off altogether and just have people knocking instead, because that different sound might not be so scary. When we're looking at fireworks, then it's about helping them cope. So we want to set up a really safe space for them to go to if they want to. So we don't force them to be in there, but what you don't want is them being suddenly spooked and then darting off to like panicking, trying to find somewhere to hide, and then squeezing themselves in somewhere where they might get stuck or they might hurt themselves, like on top of the kitchen cupboards or down the back of the washing machine, or somewhere really difficult for them to get back out again. So I would also make sure that you're trying to mask the fireworks. So you could have the telly on and or the radio playing. Pull the curtains so they can't see them. You can use fell-away to help bring down those stress levels, and make sure their safe space is super comfortable. So it could be, if they like hiding under the bed, then you can put some blankets under there so they can like snuggle down and just ride it out for the night. And it's fine for you to be there to reassure them, like don't overdo it, don't like reach in and try to stroke them and things, but be with them, you can chat with them. If they want to come out, you can stroke them, you can play with them, and you can just help bring their stress levels down. If they're super stressed and they're really not coping, then give your vet a ring, because maybe in the days leading up to it, give your vet a ring, because they might be able to give you some anti-anxiety medication just to see you through. But then as soon as the fireworks have stopped, the next couple of days, we need to be working on next year, because it's a really difficult problem to overcome. When they're that stressed they need medication, you need the whole year to work on it to get them ready for the following year. Number 5 is to keep chocolate and other sweet treats out the way. I think that one's pretty obvious. Chocolate's toxic and there'll just be a lot of it around, especially outside. kids might drop it, it might just be there around. So just be mindful of the spaces your cat can access and make sure you clear anything up before they can get there. And finally is don't dress them up. I know it's really tempting and I know they look adorable in all those little outfits, and the pet shops make loads of different outfits at this time of year and all year round, but no cat wants that, do they? Like even the cats that tolerate it or they don't seem to mind, they don't actively want that to happen. And it can like negatively affect them in that they might not be comfortable. So it might not be comfortable for them to sleep. It might affect their movement and some of their behavior. So they might not be able to groom themselves properly. So I know I sound like a killjoy, but it's not something I would recommend. And we want to keep our cats as happy as possible at this time of year. So there we have 5 tips for keeping your cat safe at Halloween. So instead, go and get your cat, hang out on the sofa and watch some scary movies. I would recommend Hocus Pocus because obviously Thackery Binx is the best cat on any scary movie that I can think of. If you can think of any more, let me know in the comments. But I hope you have a good time on Halloween and I will see you next week for another video. Take care.